Before I begin this video, context is important. So a few days ago, I was doing homework and decided to listen to music to help drown out any background noise. I decided to listen to Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones because why not? So I go to YouTube and search for the song, and then I came across this. Now, at first I thought this was a fan-made music video for Sympathy for the Devil with clips from Disney movies, but then I saw the video title. Let's start with some background on the guy who made this video, the Vigilant Christian. He's a religious nutjob who makes videos exposing evil, Satanism, and the Illuminati.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Now, I have made a video similar to this before in the past titled Disney's Subliminal Messages BS Conspiracy, and while I don't hate that video as a whole, I do feel like I missed out on a few things here and there, so this is a good time to fill in those gaps. Also, some may notice that I have Doom as the background gameplay footage because, well, seeing how it's a game about demons from hell and I'm responding to a video by a religious nutjob, I thought it'd be ironically funny. With that said, let's watch this cancer together, shall we? I automatically regret this decision.
TVC Mario.
Aye.
And it kind of bothers me that a lot of Christian parents are going to unknowingly take their young, Christ-following children to this movie and think that it's good entertainment for them.
That's because it is.
So wake up, be vigilant.
I agree, parents should be vigilant, but not in the way you're thinking. You see, to be vigilant means to watch out for danger, which is what parents should do to raise their kids, obviously. Not the fake crap you're going on about, but real dangers.
Disney is programming little children to have sympathy for the devil.
No, they're not.
Poor misunderstood devil. God kicked him out. God's a big, tyrannical, evil god.
Well, he kind of is. I mean, I wouldn't describe the god that killed all the firstborn of Egypt as good.
Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name.
But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Wait, we're not doing this? Oh, okay.
Who do you think they're talking about? Okay, guess the name. They're talking about Satan.
No shit, Sherlock.
This is a satanic symbol, by the way. Miley Cyrus does it all the time.
I'm not going to lie, that was my actual reaction when I first saw this video. If you honestly think Miley Cyrus is satanic, you should watch this video. Also, how is sticking your tongue out satanic? It's a thing everybody does.
Anyways, I'm not exposing Rolling Stones in this video.
What? Then why'd you spend the last bit talking about that song? Wasting my time much?
So let's go ahead and look at these two characters to see if the storylines are modeled in a way that get us to have sympathy for a beastly, evil character.
Well, they do if you cherry pick the stories enough to satisfy that conclusion. Honestly, you could cherry pick anything to support any claim. Don't believe me? The next movie you watch, cherry pick it to support that satanic. Guaranteed, you will have something.
Now, the first thing to notice is the names. The name Maleficent, in fact, many synonyms mean wicked, harmful, prone to evil, mischief.
Welcome back, Captain Obvious.
And, well, the beast is the beast.
Welcome back, Captain Obvious.
And notice the horns, very important to have, representing, obviously, Satan.
Hey, about the horns, if something has horns, does that automatically mean it's satanic? If that's the case, then are rhinos demons from hell?
And in both cases, both of these people, their characters are misunderstood. It's all about misunderstanding them. If only we understood, we'd have sympathy for the beast, we'd have sympathy for Maleficent.
You do realize that teaching kids to be sympathetic isn't a bad thing, right? Sympathy is a good trait to have, and denying that is immoral.
Okay? And don't be deceived. I mean, how much more clearly is this a symbol of the Baphomet, the goat-headed Baphomet? You can see in the new advertisements, they made him look so much like the Baphomet, the goat head that Satanists worship.
Okay, first, the new beast is so clearly based off the old beast from the original movie, and second, if the beast is supposed to represent the Baphomet, then why doesn't he have wings?
Here's the thing, the Bible says Satan comes and masquerades himself as an angel of light, as a beautiful prince, okay? So that you don't even know he's slithering in the back door, mom and dad.
If that's true, then does putting the snake in the background defeat the purpose of all that subtlety? Wouldn't it be better if there was no snake there, so no one could ever see this movie's true intentions?
Okay. Then we have the beast, which represents Satan after the fall, a clear representation of what is a more of a typical type of representation of Satan after the fall, this grotesque dark magic beast.
Oh my god, those pictures look nothing alike. The only similarities are they both have horns.
And in Disney, we're always going to see this play of occultism. These guys are witches and sorcerers creating these movies.
Wait, what did he just say?
These guys are witches and sorcerers creating these movies.
Are you serious? I can't believe I have to explain this, but witches and sorcerers are fake. They don't exist. Never have, never will. Let it sink in that I have to explain this to a fully grown man.
How many kids have literally been enchanted away by Disney?
0, because magic doesn't exist.
Maleficent in the original movie back in the day when society was somewhat moral and had things together, in my opinion.
The original Sleeping Beauty was released in 1959, before the Equal Pay Act of 1963, which made it illegal to pay women less than men, when gays didn't have any rights, and black people were fighting for their rights in education, voting, etc., in the civil rights movement. In what way were things more morally sound back then?
You know, she was considered, Maleficent, a villain. And this is one of the things we're seeing, especially in the last decade, is these movies coming out where old villains are now made into the hero. It's called the anti-hero, and there's actually a rising kind of phenomenon in the movie industry with that right now.
Before you continue, let me explain to you what an anti-hero is. An anti-hero is defined as a protagonist who doesn't have heroic traits. In other words, they're not good, but they're not evil either. And the concept of an anti-hero is nothing new. Holden from Catcher in the Rye, one of the best novels of all time, is an anti-hero, and that book was published in 1951. Alex from Clockwork Orange is an anti-hero, and that movie is from 1971.
One of the signs of the prophecies that Jesus told us about the end times is that we would see a literal inversion happen in the world, where people would now think the good is evil and evil is good. They would invert these things.
I'm sorry, but there's no inversion. If there was, more criminals would be loose on the streets and more innocent people would be behind bars, etc. Well, yes, things like that do happen in the real world, unfortunately. They're not as common as you think, and rational people see these things as terrible, so there is no inversion.
So, all in front of our faces, in the form of children's movie that then go out and affect the kids and influence the culture.
If these supposed satanic movies have such a strong influence on culture like you say, then why is the majority of the US not satanic?
Enchanting them in the world of Disney, and many of them want to go and watch the Disney movies, and if you try and take this stuff away, they're going to trip out and cry because they've been put under witchcraft.
Or maybe because they're kids and they're dramatic about everything.
And it's a really sad thing to see.
No, what's sad is that a full-grown man believes this crap.
But anyways, there you go, everyone. I got more to come on this topic.
I just watched a 10.5-minute video that claims to expose Satanism in Disney movies, but has no proof to back any of this up. Let's say for the sake of argument there was a movie that had real satanic themes and imagery. The people who made that movie have every right to make a movie with those images and themes. You may not like it, but that's your fault. Offense is always taken, never given. Freedom of speech is a wonderful thing, is it not? Believe it or not, but my biggest problem with this video isn't the stupid arguments or the lack of evidence to support the claims, but how morally corrupt it is. The stupid arguments don't help, sure, but the fact that the Vigilant Christian is basically saying, these movies do something that offends me, so I'm going to tell other people not to watch them. It's messed up. Think of the filmmakers who spent years making these movies trying to create the perfect product, only for them not to make the money they deserve because of butthurt people like this. How would you like it if I told others not to support your business just because you did something that I personally didn't like? Also, the fact that this guy made this video to help parents raise their kids worries me. If parents raise their kids to think this way, those kids are gonna grow up to be shitty people. Parents who raise their kids like that shouldn't be parents. End of discussion. Anyways, that's all for me for today, so come by next time. Can't wait to see you there. Until then, EB out.